So I wanted to do another one of these problems, but with a fraction, just to show you that a fraction shouldn't scare you. So they still want you to complete a table. Then you're going to have them as ordered pairs so that you can plot them. And once you're plotting them, the third part is connecting those points in one straight line. So it doesn't matter that they gave you a fraction. So notice they gave us an ordered table, and we're going to do 3 ordered pairs. Remember, each row is an ordered pair. Since we're familiar with tables, I'm not going to rewrite them as ordered pairs. You just realize that each one is an ordered pair. So what you're going to do is take the equation, and notice here they gave us x. Any value that they give us, we're going to put it as parentheses for that variable, because we're going to plug in. And any piece that's not given, it's totally blank, you have to keep it as the letter, the variable. So for us, all x's look like they're going to have parentheses, but all y's are going to stay the letter y in each case. So let's do the first one. The first one is, again, y is blank, so I have to keep it as the letter y. X, you're going to have to put it as a set of parentheses, and then plus 1. So that's your first step, is to rewrite the equation, use parentheses for the variable that was given. Second step was to plug in the value that was given into the parentheses. The third step was to solve so that we can get the letter y by itself. So when you distribute, remember, we focus on one side of the equation at a time. If we have any parentheses, distribute to get rid of it. A fraction times 0. Anything times 0, no matter if it's a fraction or a whole number, will be 0. Negative times 0 doesn't matter. 0. Because 0 is neither negative or positive, you don't even have to worry about the sign, it's just 0. Now this, you have to bring down, because it wasn't part of the multiplication. Now, do you have any like terms? Yes. Constant, constant, 2 numbers. 0 plus 1, you know, is 1. And there, the variable is by itself. We don't have to do any labeling or moving or divorcing. We're done. Let me get my green marker to say that we completed ordered pair number 1. Let's do number 2. Again, same equation. Looks like x is going to get the parentheses. Next, plug in, and now solve. Now this one's a little trickier, because this times this, not as easy as this times 0. So how do you multiply a fraction and a whole number? We told you, put it over 1. Any whole number, put it over 1. You want to do that so that you know top was top, you multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. Bottom was bottom, denominator was denominator. 5 times 1. You know that a negative times a positive is going to be a negative. Now 20 divided by 5, hopefully you recognize that could be 4. Okay. Now that this is simplified, that we divide it, now we can collect like terms. This and this. Negative, positive, different signs, you know you're going to subtract. When you subtract, you're going to get a 3. Who wins the tug of war? 4 players are 1, team 4, so team negative. So now you got your second ordered pair. And then let's do our third ordered pair. Same equation. Looks like y we keep as the variable. X is going to be this. So I put in a set of parentheses. The second step is to plug in that it's a negative 5. And then the third step is to solve. Since this is a fraction and a whole, and we got to distribute to get rid of the parentheses. Put this over 1. So you have numerator with numerator, bottom with bottom, denominator with denominator. So 4 times 5 looks like 20 again. 5 times 1 looks like 5 again. But negative times negative, negative fraction times negative fraction is going to be a positive fraction. But you can reduce this, 20 divided by 5. Notice I want to reduce first because I want to take care of all multiplication or division first before I do any addition. So 20 divided by 5 is 4. Now I have 4 plus 1, you should know that's going to be 5. Positive, positive, we add, and who wins the tug of war? Team positive. So we got our third ordered pair. Now that we got our 3 ordered pairs complete, I'm going to erase because I need to make space because now I got to plot these 3 ordered pairs. Remember, 1, 2, 3, I need 3 points on my graph. So if you're doing this by hand, you have to label a rectangular coordinate system. Since homework is done for Alex, they're already going to have this marked up for you. Okay? We always suggest to make these a unit of just 1 when you're marking them up. Okay? You might see some of them where they skip, they'll go like 2, 4, 6, 8, they'll do. If you do that, you must keep that pattern the same. You can't be like, well, this space would be a unit of 1, this space would be a unit of 5, and then this space is back to a unit of 2. They have to be equal gaps in spacing. We already know this is my x, and we know this is going to be my y. So, how to plot? You should already know. Find x always on the x-axis first. So 0 is between -1 and 1. Then the y will tell you go up or down. If it's positive, you go up 1 unit from where your finger rests. If it's negative, you go down. So this, I go up 1 unit. Once I go up that 1 unit, make your mark. And then if you're doing it by hand, you label it by putting the coordinate next to it. Find x is 5, so positive 5 on this x line, right here. And then -3, since it's negative, go down 3 units from here, not from the middle, from where you're resting your finger. 1, 2, 3, and then make your mark. And then that's 5, -3. And then -5, 5, find -5. And then since this is a positive 5, we're going to have to go up 5 units. Let me make a space for it. So go up 5 units from this spot, the -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's -5, 5. See how this point, and this point look like they form a straight line. Again, if this point was all the way up here, there's no way you can go from here to here to here in one line. You're not allowed to curve the line, you have to do straight lines. So if you had a point there, there's no way you can go here and here in one line without turning directions. Okay? But if you did have this point here, I can't say that this is the wrong point. It could have been this point is the wrong point, and it's supposed to have been down here. So you always want to double check all your points if they don't line up. Luckily for us, they all line up. So as best you can, luckily on Alex, they'll automatically draw it as a straight line. But if you're doing it by hand, you got to be careful and just freehand as best you can a straight line, connecting all the points. Now notice at the very end I draw arrowheads. The reason why I draw arrowheads is because this will go on and on forever. This will go on and on forever. And any point that is found on this line would be